Hello and welcome back to the second part of the show with me, Ian Pelham-Turner, on ALB UK Television and positivebritain.co.uk. This is the Voice of London, and we have the most fabulous guest this afternoon. I couldn't have picked this better if I tried this afternoon. It's Annette White. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Ian.
Now, we've just been discussing what Rishi Sunak has done today. In your experience right now, because you help to try and survive and support struggling businesses, what type of issues are you facing at the moment? What type of things are business facing right now?
Generally, because of the COVID outbreak and everything, sometimes they just don't know where to turn. So it can be a case of getting them to look at their overall business model, and then how do we change that? How do we rectify it, or whatever they need to implement to help them, sustain their business, keep on running their business. So whether it's they move into a digital environment or, whatever that may be, it's just helping them focus possibly, and then let's re-look at what else we need to do and how do we implement that.
Is there fear out there at the moment in business?
100%, yeah. Especially for, as you said, for the small business owner, absolutely. It is just about survival, and it's how do we do that? How do we help them survive? Yeah.
So what type of things do you think are necessary for business right now? I mean, if you were Chancellor, okay, he's announced some concessions today, and he's looked at sort of different ways of trying to keep jobs, but he keeps on saying, I can't save every job, I can't save every business. So what are the types of things that, in your experience right now, are you sort of thinking, this is really crucial to saving even the smallest businesses?
I think they need to look at like some of the forgotten businesses. So, some of the very small, self-employed like business owners and things like that, because not everybody meets the criteria, but they still need that assistance. So something does need to be put in place. It's whether you can work with some of your Chamber of Commerces and that sort of thing, so they can help you, with your business, grow your business, look for other businesses to collaborate with, to partner with, all those sorts of things. And definitely, if there's any grants, fundings, look for it, see if you can apply, if you meet the criteria, absolutely.
Now, you started Osprey UK.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the types of things you do.
Primarily, I've set up as a business and marketing consultancy because I have over 20 years experience from corporate enterprise and small business ownership. And I just adore marketing, if I'm brutally honest, and I like helping the small business owner. So whether it's a startup, whether it's a small business, and like you said, I'll go in and I'll have a look at, obviously, how they manage their business, and then how I can add value. So look at what their pain point is, and then work towards, easing that pain point for them.
Do you see more women now wanting to start their own businesses? Is there a surge forward now for women to? Because one of the things I look at right now is, if you take Marks and Spencer's, for example, 800,000 employees, 10%, 70,000, just about to lose their jobs. I would think a large percentage of very intelligent women who have been highly trained as well.
Yes.
Are women coming more to the front now and starting their own businesses in your world?
Absolutely, we see that. We see that all the time, and I've actually been part of women-only networks, and women want to support other women, and I just think that's really important. It's really important to try and empower them. So don't be afraid. Don't think, not sure if I can do this. Perhaps haven't got the skill sets. Get the skill sets. Talk to other women, talk to other peers. There'll always be other women that will want to help you. It's just knowing where they are, how to find them.
And I totally agree with you, first of all. And I'm going to ask you a question now that only a man can ask, is what are the values for women? What are the values of women?
what are the values for women? Well, certainly from my own perspective, I just think it's, be open, honest, credible, transparent. That's certainly for me in my own business, and I've found that's worked really, really well. And I think just naturally women want to be like that. They want to be open, and they want to, like you said, help each other.
Do they make better business owners?
Definitely.
Good. Explain.
I just think, sometimes they can be a bit more caring in terms of their leadership skills. They're very good leaders. They want to help educate, either their employees or, their partners, that sort of thing. So I think just, naturally they're more caring and driven, passionate.
I mean, as I say, I totally agree with all, because, at the moment, for me personally, I think women can actually get us out of the global issues that we're facing. I think you have a much better work mind ethics as well, to actually sort of create opportunities. But when your friends of a successful entrepreneurs and celebrities group as well, tell me about that. You do so many. Sorry, I'm actually cribbing a piece of paper that was given to me as well. So, and it's fabulous. It's all on one foolscap sheet. Tell me about that.
Well, I was a member of the Intelligent Millionaires Network, which is a fabulous network. And we had the good fortune to network with fellow peers, business owners, but also celebrities as well. And we had the opportunity to meet Vanilla Ice on his concert while he was here in the UK. And obviously I'd never attended a Vanilla Ice concert before. But he was the most humble guy you could meet. Really, really nice guy. And he brought us back, invited us up onto the stage. I think there was about, 12, 15 of us from the network.
What, not to sing?
Yeah, no, not. But certainly dance with him on the stage.
Really? There you go.
Absolutely. And invited us back to the after party. But he was the most humble guy, making sure everybody was okay. He had a drink and you were having a good time. And I just thought, wow, it's so unusual. So that was really nice, actually.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask you about Marsh Farm Futures.
Marsh Farm Futures is a charity that I've been working with for about, 6 years now, something like that, and as a board director. And they're based in my local community. And I obviously wanted to give back to my community, because for me that's really, really important. And I just think that's a really nice trait to have as well. I just think lots of people on my journey have helped and supported me, so how can I then give back and do the same?
So what exactly do they do? What's the functions?
Well, we're primarily a community house, and we have serviced offices. We have a children's play park in there. Obviously it's not open currently at this moment in time.
Sure.
We have lots of different health services. We have NHS services, job support services. I run a business workshop, a business voice, so we try and help build local businesses. If people want to start up businesses, we help them apply for grants, set up their business, and all those sorts of different things.
Do you think that startups is one of the potentials for the future now? Is there enough money, coming in from government for startups especially? Will these startups, for me, I'm looking for green shoots anywhere. Do you think the green shoots are with startups in this country?
There actually are quite a few government funding schemes and programs happening. But what people need to do is look to their local communities and where those pockets of grants are. So especially if you're looking at starting up a charity, there's various charity databases of different funders listed. If you're looking at starting up a private, obviously small business, then go to people like Marsh Farm, because they will help you, or whatever's in your local community. They will help you try and set up and look for pockets of money. There's different areas like SEMLEP in our area, Winter. There's all different types of organisations that help you exactly do that. Yeah.
One of the groups that I'm very worried about is the 16 to 24-year-olds and
Yeah.
what's going to happen to them as well. Are there answers for them at the moment?
I think it's really tough, and I think it's down to employers like me and other employers to give them those opportunities. So whether it's an apprentice scheme, and look at your business, and your business model may have to change. What things can they do online for you, or whatever, digital wise. But I just think it's fundamental that we support that age group, absolutely. And there's a young guy called Jack Parsons, actually. I don't know whether you've heard of Jack, and he's I think he's in his early 20s, and he's started up like a group where he's doing just that. He's trying to get employers to help the 16 to 24, 25-year-olds get into employment, and he's doing a fabulous job. Really
and I know
good.
you're trying to promote. You've got a part of a British trade group as well. That's really sort of trying to promote British trade across the world. What are the opportunities at the moment, do you think, to further British trade right now? Because I look at and quite honestly I criticise what the government is doing. Some of the things astonish me, what the government is doing right now, to say the least. But how can British trade sell itself across the world?
I just think we need to be looking at various options, and if it's a case of building those collaborations, those partnerships with international trade, then we need to be doing that more so. And actually I've got a Zoom meeting with a head of international trade in Broward County next week, and we're actually going to be looking at how can we support some of those businesses in the UK and get obviously exposure out into the US. So whether we run a trade expo, and they're certainly running a trade exhibition, then we'll be looking at how we can package those ideas and take them obviously to businesses here, and then obviously pull that together for them, package it so that it's applicable for that business.
Do you see the United States as a big marketplace? What's your thought on that?
I think it depends on your business. I think you need to look at the type of business you are and whether that fits your purpose. Obviously, if that doesn't fit your purpose, then it may be somewhere else you need to look at. But like you said, depending on what product, service, or solution you're looking at, then that possibly may fit. And don't knock it till you try it sometimes.
Absolutely. If you had a crystal ball, I'm giving you a crystal ball right now. So I need you to look into the crystal ball and really, what are the types of businesses that you feel will be successful in the future? What are the types of things that perhaps young people should invest their skill learning bases in right now?
100% cybersecurity. I just think, with everything being digital and online and whatever, definitely if we could get more of the younger generation into tech, cyber security, anything digital wise, and because they pick it up pretty quickly as well. They're pretty smart digitally wise, and stuff like blockchain, things like that as well, artificial intelligence. So all those sorts of techie things that I think potentially automation, with the driverless cars, all that. 100%. I think tech related, definitely look at it.
How would you sell Britain right now? So what's brand Britain?
What's brand Britain? That's a tough one. What is brand Britain?
So you look at things like, obviously we have tradition.
Yeah.
So do we still sell tradition? I wonder sometimes, because you look at, say, tourism, which is probably the second largest industry that we have in this country, and hopefully will come back again.
Yeah, let's hope so.
You know, at the end of the day. So we have tradition. Do you think tradition and the former brands of Britain, the Rolls-Royces, for example, are we still seen as skilled craftsmen across the world, and can we sell that as brand Britain again?
I think we should, absolutely. I'm proud of what comes out of the UK, and 100% I would support and look for those particular businesses, especially with obviously the trade going into the exporting to the US and whatever. And I think we need to specifically look for those, and build more of them. Let's get more localized. Let's bring more focus locally. Why not? We should be proud of what we deliver.
I totally agree. Yeah. Unfortunately, time is against us this afternoon, so thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you very much.
Can you just talk to your camera for a second, and how can people get in contact with you?
Anybody can get hold of me on www.ospreyukassociates.co.uk.
You've been fabulous.
Thank you.
Come back again soon, because it's a minefield. and thank you. You came on cold this afternoon, not even knowing what we were going to ask you. And it just so happened that obviously today it's a very big news day with Rishi Sunak. Yeah. So you are the prime expert, I know, in sort of answering some of the questions. And really, you know at grassroots level. Yes. What is really important to have right now. So I really value you today. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's the last show for this week. I hope you've enjoyed our shows this week. Certainly the viewer numbers looking successful as ever. So from me, Ian Pelham-Turner on ALB UK Television and positivebritain.co.uk, this is the Voice of London. Have a great weekend, and I will see you again next week. Take care. Bye for now.